Welcome to day one of a 5 days challenge of optional sociology. Here I am watching a Komal Agarwal ma'am's video from sleepy classes. She got a highest marks in optional sociology, so I'm just glancing her strategy, which may help me. Chapter 1, Sociology the Discipline. Here I have wrote some definitions of this. You can see in my notes. Here I have quoted. I have sociology, culture, socialization I have written. So let's start the first topic. Sociology is the simplest meaning, study of society and the social institutions, and evolved as a nascent discipline and the profound influence of the natural science. Some sociologists even tried to maintain a distance from other social science by contending that sociology is alone a true science of society. The social institutions were viewed in terms of their roles and functionalities and driven by some fundamental rules. Sociology is about society and its constituent institutions and their interrelationship and the actor. Sociology study a pattern in a social interaction. It is just studying our surrounding when it is done by you and I. Okay, it provides a vantage point of where we can see ourselves and our surroundings in an analytically superior way. Okay, next topic is modernity, social change in Europe and emergence of sociology. And here you can see subtopic dark ages. Next topic is dark age. So dark age from my notes. The dark age means the term denotes the period of European history between the fall of Roman Empire in the 5th century and before the arrival of the Renaissance in the 15th century. It is also called as a medieval period. And this period is considered as a witness of the decline in literary activities, including history writing tradition, general demographic decline, limited architectural activity, prevalence of multiple social evil, ignorance of feudal structure, also considered as a lacked in new ideas and innovations in social and scientific fields. Okay, next further, this period was followed by the distinctively new era of ideas and material development, which gained popularity in as a Renaissance. So this Renaissance means a rebirth or a reawakening. Reawakening was about the golden old tradition, thought and culture. For this Renaissance, I have made another notes. Renaissance, which means reawakening or a rebirth, as I told earlier. Renaissance was a cultural movement which began in Italy in the 14th century. It is considered as a bridge between the dark age and the modern times. It put a humanism and the human at the center of the all activities. And the important result for the Renaissance is a scientific revolution. Okay, just a changing material life, not just a changing material life, but also people's idea about the nature and the society. Okay, it was during this period that some profound questions were raised about the human existence in the contemporary society. And these questions provided a fertile ground for the later sociological thought as well. And this period was followed out by the modernism. And some conclusions. Next topic comes modernity. Here for modernity I have wrote two definitions, I think. Here comes the modernity, any substantial, tangible, and visual changes in a social structure and a social system. And another one comes a new practice as compared to the old one. Okay, here I have quoted some Marshall Brahman's in his book All That Is Said Melt Into Air, Experience of Modernity in 2010. He said about the modernity, and some scholars were deeply influenced by this new ideology. And modernity was marked by the questioning of traditions, freedom of ideas, equality of all spheres of life, promotion of a scientific and technological process, and finally, movement from the feudalism towards capitalism and the market economy, industrialization, urbanization, and secularization came up. Other concepts like contemporary nation state and its constituent institutions like representative democracy and modern bureaucracy emerged. And some conclusion here, new order started to replace the old order, and it created considerable social upheaval and disturbances in society. Even here I have wrote ideological modernity and political modernity some points, and economic modernity, and French Revolution led to, and Industrial Revolution led to, and some religion being displaced by science as a omnipotent force. Even modernity has some challenges. Okay, so dawn of modernity, some social change and social challenges, economic changes and economic challenges, political changes and political challenges, which led to the emergence of discipline of sociology. You can see modernity had an impact on a social, economic, and political lives of people. Modernity has its both a negative and a positive fallouts. Pose the challenges which led to the growth of new intellectual ideas, which were participated by the new material condition and the new political order. And thus, these questions were not answered by the hetero existing disciplines, and the new scientific of society was sought and was emerged was known as sociology. This spark gave the birth to the discipline of sociology. Can end up here with the modernity.